Since the trailer for GTA 6 dropped, people have been absolutely buzzing with excitement. And who can blame them? The game looks phenomenal. Honestly, I'm also super eager to dive into this game. But here's the catch. GTA 6 is set to release only on PS5 and Xbox, and unfortunately, I don't own either of these consoles. My excitement is running high, and the wait is killing me. So I thought to myself, why not explore some games similar to GTA 6 before its official release? I decided to hit the Play Store and search for games that could potentially match or even surpass GTA 6 in terms of fun and excitement. My mission was to find games that might make Rockstar Games sit up and take notice. After a whopping 150 years of extensive research, well, more like a few hours of browsing, I managed to compile a list of 5 games that seem to be inspired by or similar to GTA 6. That's how we roll around here. And today, I'm going to test out these top 5 games in this video to see if they live up to the hype. Our first game is Crime Simulator Gangster Games. This one claims to have a staggering 10 million downloads. The screenshots were adorned with numerous buttons and flashy graphics. It promised a lot, so I was eager to see if it lived up to the hype. Upon starting the game, I was greeted with a loading screen that featured a helicopter, a good sign of ambition. The game's initial impression was intriguing, with some superhero-style landings and a character who resembled a geeky superhero. The running animation was a bit casual, and the character's appearance was somewhat off-putting. Things took a bizarre turn when my character turned into Spider-Man. It was unexpected and added a quirky twist to the gameplay. There was also an option to help out NPCs who were involved in strange activities, like exercising in odd ways. The game allowed for various superpowers, which were interesting but not very well implemented. The game had its moments of fun, but the constant interruptions from ads and the somewhat chaotic gameplay experience made it feel less enjoyable. The ability to become a robot and explore military areas was a unique feature, but it was marred by the game's inconsistent quality and frequent glitches. Next up is Guru Bhai the Gangster. This game has racked up 500,000 downloads, and the screenshots are brimming with Indian characters. You can see an old lady greeting us in the photos. At first glance, the game seemed interesting. I was curious to see if it could live up to its name. The game started with a somewhat intriguing cinematic view, but soon enough, things took a turn. I couldn't help but notice that the graphics and physics were quite super. The visual quality was not impressive, and the gameplay mechanics left much to be desired. The character models were poorly designed, and the animations were jerky and unrealistic. Despite this, something was amusing about the game's attempts at capturing the gangster theme. Our character, Guru Bhai, was dressed like a typical gangster, complete with a name tag on his back. The game featured a samosa shop that, unfortunately, didn't allow us to buy any samosas. On top of that, the game had a segment promoting the Clean India campaign. That was a nice touch, but it didn't quite make up for the game's lackluster execution. We also encountered a side feature resembling headphones. Clicking on it triggered our Guru Bhai to start dancing. I found it quite funny, and there were also some quirky NPCs making strange sounds. It was clear that the game had a lot of potential, but failed to deliver a polished experience. Moving on to our third game, the Gangster Simulator Crime Game. This game caught my attention with its use of GTA 5 stickers in the screenshots. It seemed to be heavily inspired by the GTA series, so I was curious to see how it measured up. The game started with a helicopter scene, which was a nice touch. However, things quickly became absurd when our character jumped out of the helicopter and landed directly in a boxing club. The transition was jarring and did not fit well with the overall theme of the game. Despite the initial excitement, the game had numerous issues. The character's movements were erratic, and the combat mechanics felt outdated. There was also a section where the character turned into a superhero, which was both unexpected and amusing. Flying around and battling enemies was entertaining, but it didn't make up for the game's numerous flaws. The game allowed us to interact with various objects and perform superhuman feats, but these features were not well integrated into the overall gameplay. The frequent bugs and inconsistencies made the experience less enjoyable than anticipated. On number 2, we have Real Gangster Crime 2. I decided to jump straight into this one without playing the first installment. The screenshots featured an elderly character, which was unusual. The game had a certain rugged charm, but the old man in the photo looked out of place. The game introduced us to a world where thugs were attacking an innocent man. The mission was clear: save the man from these thugs. The controls were straightforward, but the gameplay felt a bit clunky. Despite my professional gaming skills, I struggled to get a handle on the game's mechanics. The car scenes were a highlight, with a surprisingly detailed vehicle model. However, the police chase that ensued felt unrealistic. The car broke down abruptly, and the ensuing chaos was a bit frustrating. The game had potential, but was bogged down by technical issues and poor execution. Finally, we have Indian Bike Driving 3D. This game had a whopping 100 million downloads and promised an immersive biking experience. The screenshots featured a character and some extinct animals, which piqued my curiosity. Upon installing the game, I was greeted with a loading screen that featured a helicopter. The character design was somewhat appealing, with a focus on realistic details. The game's biking mechanics were decent, and the graphics were relatively better compared to the previous games. The game offered a range of biking challenges and missions. The controls were intuitive, and the gameplay was smooth. The incorporation of various mods and customization options added depth to the experience. However, the game still had some glitches and areas that could be improved. Overall, Indian Bike Driving 3D was the most enjoyable of the 5 games, offering a solid biking experience with room for improvement. So there you have it, our 6 games that were supposed to offer an experience similar to GTA 6. While each game had its unique features and moments of fun, none quite lived up to the hype or the quality expected from a game inspired by GTA 6. If you're eagerly waiting for GTA 6, these games might offer some temporary entertainment, but they fall short of delivering a polished experience. If you enjoyed this video and want to see me try out more games or explore other topics, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care and goodbye.